Hey everyone, I'm just preaching. I'm Microsoft Identity and Security Engineer. On this channel, I build real Microsoft Entra ID labs to show how actually they behave, not the Microsoft document they share. In this video, we'll talk about why Microsoft 365 admins ignore identity protection alerts. And I will also do some practical labs to validate whether after we receiving a risky alert, is Microsoft taking any remediation steps to protect the account or not. So let's begin. We must understand that detection is not protection. There is a misconception or in IT industry that once you get Entra ID P2 license, you are 100% protected with your account, and Microsoft will protect the account from being compromised. That's not true. So this is what we are going to validate today. Identity protection detects risky activity. Yes, it does. That's what the purpose of this is. This IDP2 license is. So when there is a suspicious activity on any account where P2 license is signed, you will get a risky alert, provided you have set up email alerts to receive alerts on your email. Since you will get the alerts, there is some generic mailbox and ticket is generated. However, admin see alerts but ignore it. User risky. Users still sign in because there is no remediation policy is being set. Conditional access policy is not set up which protects the account or which forces the user to reset the password. By default, Microsoft does not do that. Microsoft does not set up any conditional access policy which protects the account from being compromised, even though you still have IDP2 license. So what happens is, let's say user suspicious activity detected, but still user can log in with the same password, everything MSS satisfied and everything. He still can still log in from anywhere, despite having a user risky activity, which is this is a high risk alert. Microsoft will show the account at risk, but still everybody can log in. I mean, the user can still log in. In this video, we will try to do some simulations by generating high risk alert by using VPN to generate a suspicious user activity from a test user. The user will be shown at risk in the sign in logs and the risky users. However, despite this, no block happens by default. Despite having a risky user state, I'll try to log in with the same user and I will be able to log in without any remediation step. Access continues until enforcement. This means access will be continued until we have set up any conditional access policy to take remediation step. So common tenant gap, this is what we can also validate. So since I will show you, by default there are no conditional access policies, no password reset enforcement. So that I will show you no risk-based conditional access policy. We can figure out there will be no password enforcement after detecting user suspicious activity. The user should be prompted to enforce to reset the password. But since no conditional access policy is set by default, user can still log in without resetting his password. Alert becomes noise. So when you start getting the alert, admins start ignoring those alerts, and eventually they become noise. They don't take them seriously. An alert without enforcement is just a warning label. Of course, if we are not enforcing a password reset for the user, it's just a warning. We are taking it as a warning, and we are doing nothing to remediate the risky state. If you're not gonna validate, then it's not going to help you out. And there is no point of setting up IDP2 license. Now let's try to do the practicals. This is a Tor browser and I'm going to log into Microsoft Office.com and I'll try to do some failed logins to generate a high risk alert from this Tor browser. Now I will try to log in to this account with the correct password. One from Canada, another from India by using a VPN because that's impossible travel. Within 5 minutes, I cannot travel from Canada to India. Let me try to log in from Canada first. Let's validate my IP address. I'm based in Canada. As you can see, that's my IP address. And now I'll try to log in to the office.com with the correct username and password to generate a high risk alert. As you can see, I'm logged in. So now let's change the IP address of my machine. I'll try to connect VPN. Okay, now let's try to validate. I'm connected with VPN. I'm connected to Indian VPN now. And that's my IP address. Let's refresh the website and I'll show you. That's my IP address. Okay, now let's connect with Indian. Let's connect office.com from India. And I'm going to approve this notification now. So now let's wait for a minute. I'm logged in. So I'll just wait for the email to come. So because I will get an alert from the Microsoft stating that user high risk alert. So this is an email that you will receive from Microsoft, user at risk detected. When we go log into the Microsoft 365 portal, that's the admin center, Microsoft 365 portal. I am under ID protection, dashboard, risky users. Here, as you can see, lab user 02. For some reason, I could not generate a lab 03. Microsoft is it's delaying it. So I'm going to show you the generated alerts already for this. Lab 02 user, as you can see, it's at risk. I do get an alert. It says, and if I go to log alert at risk, the risk is at risk. It's medium alert, and it was generated on this. Now, if I log into risky sign-ins, as you can see, lab 02, as you can see, risky user, somebody's trying to log in. If you click on the login, and you will see somebody's trying to enter the password, device info, anonymous IP address, multi-factor authentication. You did not enter the right credentials, it's expected. So because somebody was trying to enter the spray pass, doing some dictionary attack or somebody was doing. Due to invalid username and password, that's risky login, and it detected, and it raised a high risk alert. Still, admins come here. I mean, then high risk alert, and I still can log in with the lab 02 user. Let me show you. Okay, 28. I'm logged in with the same lab. Even though the Microsoft has recommended, Microsoft raised the user is still at risk, and it has raised a medium risk with the user identity because some suspicious activity was detected. Still, still the user can log in. So no remediation actions. Microsoft automatically by default enforces on the user. I am going to show you now. Let's go to the 365 portal again. I want to show you some Microsoft policies. So let's go to the conditional access policies, and I'll show you Microsoft does not have any policies which enforces user to reset his password. I'm into the conditional access policy, and this is, as you can see, there is no Microsoft created by Microsoft policy. I don't see anything. However, we can create the policy when we want to do it. In the next video, I will show you how we can remediate this by creating a conditional access policy and enforce user to reset its password when there is suspicious activity. So as you can see, I'm logged in with the same user. So this means that's the danger. Despite having suspicious activity, user can still log in. But admins see them, where admins will come and see user has already completed the MFA, which means user certified the MFA, which means the session is legitimate, and it will let the user log in without any remediation action. Therefore, that's a danger. We must understand that if the Microsoft detected the user at risk, which means we need to investigate sign-in logs thoroughly, make sure there is no suspicious activity going on there, or take other actions that are necessary actions to protect the account. So we must understand that identity protection is not protection unless it's enforced. Identity protection is just by default, it comes with the detection only. It can detect the suspicious activity, but it will not enforce any protection. That can be protected when we create a conditional access policy to enforce certain actions. Let's say take password reset when there is a suspicious activity. In the next video, I will talk about I will enable risk-based conditional access policies. If there is an alert for high user risk, a conditional access policy will enforce the user to password reset. If you are an admin or MSP and you are relying on alerts alone, you are just protecting your dashboards, not the account. If you guys would like to learn technical deep dive on identity, I've written an article on itblocks.cs, and hands-on lab is also available on f11.c. Please do like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys.